Commissioner Barrett, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, we come for you this morning to do the county's business. I pray that you'd watch over us and lead us and guide us, that we may do it in your honor and your glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. If you would stand with me for the pledge, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Judge, just before we start, I meant to say it before he did that. We lost a good one from Calvert City here just in the last couple of days that I know we had up here just a few years ago to present him with the Kentucky Colonel. And Sprout Davis was 101 years old, U.S. Navy veteran, and I know very involved in First Baptist there in Calvert with Andy, and so I just wanted to mention that and keep his family in your prayers.
Absolutely, Monty. Thank you for mentioning that. We'll call this April 21st, 2026 Fiscal Court meeting to order. We have several guests with us today. We're so glad they could make it. Our first guest is going to be Jim, Pat, and Jeff from Defuse Body Shop. And back on February 17th, we had some vandalism at Mike Miller Park, particularly the Veterans Plaza and Miracle League. Miracle League that's getting taken care of now. We'll give an update on that a little later. Sheriff's Office did a great job catching them on site. Thankful to Sheriff's Office and Dispatch for the quick response on that. Andy's got the photos up here of what the damage looked like and then the finished product. So not only did they repair the first one, they also refurbished the second one. And we're very proud of and thankful for the work that they done on those. We had a rededication ceremony. That went great. So appreciate everyone that attended that. And the court has something that they would like to present, and it says, Marshall County Fiscal Court hereby recognizes Defuse Body Shop in grateful appreciation for your skill, generosity, and dedication in repairing and restoring the Veterans Plaza statues. Thank you all so much. They did all this at absolutely no charge to the county. So thank you all. God bless you. And does any of you want to say anything? If so, step up there to the podium.
Step up, Jeff. Come on.
Well, it was an honor to restore those for the county and for our local veterans. That's something that we hold dear to our heart, and we appreciate what they done for us. And it was an honor to do it. So thank y'all.
Thank you all. Okay, next, we are honored to have the Marshall County boys basketball team here. Mr. Pagel's going to talk about the outstanding season and tournament and trip to Rupp Arena, which I really enjoyed. I was probably the one you heard screaming up there really loud a time or two.
Yeah, you were. To be honest.
No, first of all, we're glad you're here, and thank you for bringing your team and your staff, Sawyer, Coach Donahue. A lot of times, it's my experience that a lot of these stories are born from something that happened the year before. And we traced the year before and saw everything going in the right direction, and untimely injuries and some other factors really derailed the end of the season. So how much of that was a motivation going into the offseason for you guys? I bet it's quite a bit. And the coaches and stuff, there's a burn inside of you to get it right the next year. So fast forward, it's preseason. I ran into Coach Morse, who is not here today, at CVS. And it's preseason, it's day 3. How's it going? I don't know. It's not. But that's how coaches are at the beginning of the season, isn't it? Or it's the opposite. But we saw the season unfold and unwind, and we saw you gel. I think what you talked to Sawyer picked second or third, depending on who you talked to win the region. And I saw that there were a lot of splits between the contenders. The 4 or 5 teams that might have had a chance, you guys all split during the season. Most of you did, and it was a toss-up. And then you just kind of started to build something and started to gel and started to come together even more. None of us will know what you guys discuss in the locker room. I'm sure there's some losses you'd like to have back. But, those are the things that toughen you. And so when it mattered most, you came through. The win against Murray, 17 points in the district final? That was nice. You got in, you beat Fulton, took care of that. McCracken was tough, got through them. And then, we all knew you were going to beat Tillman by 36 points, right? I think Sheriff and I predicted that one. What was it? What was the score? What was the lead in the end of the first quarter? It was a lot.
It was a lot.
And I thought, just hold the ball and don't, anything. Anyway, so you definitely took care of business. Coaches will discuss that and how those things might have unfolded. So you ended as regional champs at 24-8 after the tournament. That would not be your final record, 25-9. Went on to state, and I don't know how many people gave you a chance against Boyd County, but as the game wore on, it was a seesaw at the end, and you made some timely plays at the end, a lot of character. And then the game you lost, and I know it still breaks your heart, but I think you pushed them as closer than anybody else, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong? You guys played them tighter than anyone else. And you absolutely had a chance to win that game. So coaches put you in a position to win. You went out and executed. It was just a good team, and you got nothing to be ashamed of. We're just very proud of you, everyone, not just the ones in this room. So congratulations, and give you an opportunity to say something or.
Yep.
Any of
Coach,
us?
you want to come up and say a few words, or anybody for that matter?
I got to say, too, how cool it was. I didn't realize it till we were sitting there watching the game, and I look over and I saw Jeremy Story to the left of me, and then I guess he had maybe posted something, and that was a 30-year anniversary of that team or something. Yeah, and I think it was like the same day maybe that you all won some other game. So that was really cool to be able to see that come full circle with a coach sitting there with his son, and so anyway, yeah, it was cool.
Well, thanks.
You need to look that up, Dan, evidently. And Cole is here. Cole's sitting right here,
Coach
too.
Langman
it's
doesn't remember anything from his
Yeah,
playing
okay.
days, that's for
All
sure,
right.
but-
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us today. Appreciate it. It's an honor to be here, and I know these guys don't have their feelings hurt getting to miss class a little bit. So thanks for having us. But appreciate everything you said, Coach Bagel. It was an outstanding season, one that any coach would take any year. And just a few words about this group. I don't know that I've coached a more selfless group than these guys. And we had our banquet last night, and this is some of the same things that I said. But these guys, first of all, they brought it every day. We really pushed them in practice on a daily basis, and they didn't shy away from that. They showed up every day ready to work, and just the grit and determination. Basketball is such a long season, lots of ups and downs, and they had plenty of chances to fold. The second Murray game, we kind of gave that one away. It was towards the end of the season, and they had plenty of opportunity right there to really question, is this worth it? And they really didn't. They showed back up the next day ready to go, and again, a group that. They didn't care whose name was in the paper. They didn't care who scored 20 points. They didn't care who played 30 minutes. They just wanted to win the game. And I couldn't be more proud of them as a group and how they represented the team, the program, the high school, and the community. So thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, Coach Donahue kind of said it a little bit. We're just, for me and Neil, and we're just really thankful for y'all support, everybody in the crowd, every game. We're really thankful for the support through the whole season. We're thankful for every coach. We're just an extremely blessed group to be able to do what we did. We wouldn't be able to do it with everybody in the program.
A lot of what Caden said, just thankful for everybody in this room, and anybody that's not in this room, just the community. Me and Caden talked about this when we walked in. It really was a full effort, without the fans, without coaching, without the wanting to. It's a lot of work, and we just want to thank all y'all for coming out and support, because that means the world to us, and we're gonna remember these days for the rest of our lives, and couldn't do it without y'all. Thank y'all for having us today, and we're just extremely blessed. Thank you.
One of the things about this too, and Sawyer, you've said this before, your staff, just, Cole and Dan and Blake and Derek and Jay, just a wonderful group to work with and complement each other very well, and it's very obvious.
Anybody else? Any other coaches or players? Okay, well, we'd like to get a photo before you all leave. We're very proud of you. What a great season. And I might have had a little small wager with Judge Clymer in McCracken County. I remind him of that every time I see him. Okay, next up, we have the new CEO for Marshall County Hospital, Stephen Luther. Thank you for coming to join us today.
Absolutely. Good morning. I'm Stephen Luther. I'm the new CEO. Started about 6 weeks ago, and I'm excited to be here. One of the things that I want to bring to Marshall County Hospital, we're going to get back to basics. Remember, Marshall County is a community hospital. That means we need to be supporting the community. And so it's really important to me and my team that we are going to be more out in the community and engaged with you all. And so what I'm asking from you all today is, when there's opportunities for us to partner or be involved in anything, we want to be at the table. And that's really important to me. That's how you build a great foundation for health, and the hospital is a good opportunity for all. And so building back goodwill to the community. And so those are the things that I'm focused on moving forward. And again, this is just me introducing myself, making sure that you know who to contact. Again, I want to be called upon from the court, from all the cities, to be able to help in any way I can.
Give us a little bit of your background, if you
Sure.
don't care, while we're...
Yeah,
While
so
you're here.
I've been in Western Kentucky for 8 years. Was at Baptist Health for those 8 years. Ran their clinics, grew their clinics from 40 providers to 210-ish providers across not just Paducah. One of the strategies me and the CEO at the time was, let's not just be Paducah, let's be Western Kentucky. And that was something that I was really proud of, is that we're taking care of everyone. And so before that, I'm from Texas originally, came from a for-profit hospital system there, grew up in Texas, went to Texas A&M. I have 2 kids, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And again, but one of the things that Marshall County Hospital will do moving forward is partnering with the Mercies and the Baptist and the Murrays. We're a different hospital. We're a community hospital. We have different competitive advantages than those. We're never going to do neurosurgery. We're never going to have a cath lab at Marshall County Hospital. But we want to take care of people here home. And when patients do have to go to Baptist or Mercy or Murray, have them come back to back to Marshall County. We have swing bed program. Have those patients come back here so that their loved ones don't have to travel to Paducah or Murray for care.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Looking forward to it.
to the future, so we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
like your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming out and joining us. We appreciate it and look forward to great things to come there.
Thank you.
Coach, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
I was going to say, my son's in medical school, and I think his first 2 weeks on the job, he's already reached out to David to try to recruit and get doctors back here locally, which I think
Wait
is
for
awesome.
him to come home so that I can
Well, I
take him out.
we were at his apartment this weekend, and on his marker board, he's got text Mr. Luther.
I love it. That's how we're going to get good quality physicians. I'm not going to say recruitment-wise, it's going to be hard to recruit in Marshall County, but we should be reaching out to the individuals who have a tie to this area. They want to come home. We've got to give them a reason to come home.
I appreciate that greatly, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Brian Harper, our park director. Been a very busy spring. Brian, if you want to step up and tell us about some of the projects. Mr. Pagel's got the first one up here on the
Sure.
screen.
So, one of the things whenever I took over in January, just assessing the park of where we had projects, and some of them were planned before I even took the job, but just making sure that those were followed through with. So it has been a pretty active spring. What you're seeing there are the basketball courts. We've got them resurfaced and striped, and we've already had people commenting, sending texts, saying thank you, that we've done some work out there. And so that's one of the projects. Did you do the splash pad as well? Do you have pictures? So the splash pad was in a dire need of being resurfaced. So that's where we did the sandblasting so that we could then put the paint down that has so it's a textured, so it's a non-slip paint. And there's the final product. I wish Defuse would have stayed because you all probably know this, but the poles there are painted by Defuse, so that and the judge was emphasized, let's make sure we don't mess those up while we did this. So they did a great job. We're getting the permit next week, and we'll be ready to go with opening that up on Memorial Day weekend. So that's when the splash pad will open. I'm not for sure what other, well, those are the two main ones. Okay. We do have a lighting, do what?
That's what I have pictures for.
Okay. We do have a lighting project on one of the soccer fields, and we've also got the street lights all going. One of the things, and you have to be there at dark, but we've had a lot of people comment on the clock. So if you get a chance at night to drive through the park, we have the clock working, and it's all lit up, and for some reason, people love the clock with the light on. So if you get a chance at night, drive through. You can see a lot of great things going on. We start baseball games this week. Soccer games have already started. We've got a Miracle League scheduled for May 2nd. I hate that it rained this past weekend, but extended forecast looks pretty good for May 2nd. But it's a ways out, but we look forward to having opening day on May 2nd for Miracle League. So I know that's a tough act to follow with this guy right here.
I know, right?
But we're just trying to get things done.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
okay.
Anything else?
How about an update on the damage to the Miracle League stuff? I mean, what
Yeah,
was done by the
Premier
vandalism.
Restoration here in Benton is working on that, and we expect that to be completed within the next week. They're actually scrubbing the entire field, because if they did just where the tracks were put down, going to be a color variation. It's absolutely unbelievable, the baseball, when you first walk in, the difference that made. It's like Snow White again. So it's pretty amazing, the work they're doing, but we'll have some photos and videos of that going forward. We appreciate them stepping up to the plate, no pun intended, to help us out with that. I really was starting to have my doubts, is this going to come off? Shannon, our maintenance superintendent, had worked on it and made calls, and, we were all over the place and wasn't really having any luck. And then Premier come in and said, we can and we'll take care of this, so it's going to look amazing. It's going to be one of those things that after we see the before and after, we may want to look at doing every few years just to kind of refresh it. It's almost like you've repainted a wall. It's that much of a difference. But,
Yeah, it will definitely, the years of that will increase by
Absolutely.
doing a few maintenance on it every couple of years. Big difference.
Yeah. So we're not very far off. Brian, our start date on the playground, is that like?
It's we
Mid-May?
finished the May 16th, 17th that weekend, and then that next week, they're supposed to be on site to start hopefully have then that wrapped up by the end of July. And we also have striped all the parking lots. I didn't mention that earlier, but we've had several comments on that as well.
Yeah, the parking lots look great. We've added a couple of veteran parking spots that weren't ever there before. So anyway, keep up good work.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, our next photo, Mr. Fagel, Bryant Road. Okay, that's what we were looking at before. The photos there really don't do that justice. I know when we met the people from FEMA out there the first time, I was talking to him on the phone. He said, well, I'm gonna walk down to the bottom of that and look it over real good. And I said, I'm gonna have my video camera rolling, so give me a moment's notice, because, I mean, you can't really get from the photo. That's a huge drop-off, and it's a long way down. But anyway, next, please. Okay, here's the work in progress. I was out, I guess, last week, and they said they're running ahead of schedule, which that's what I like to hear. Those pins are actually driven in there or bored in there, and they go, I think, about 30 feet on the other side into the ground at an angle, and somehow they pump concrete in around those. And when that's done, my understanding, they attach plates to that, and then they start the backfilling process. They've measured all of those out, so when we get ready to put the guard railing up, you're not driving guard railing and hitting any of those. So glad to get that project rolling, and I hate that it had taken so long, but when you're dealing with FEMA and requesting money from them, we have to go at their speed, not ours. Oh, let's see. Okay, Mr. Fagel, next. The old facility there at the Aurora Waste Treatment Plant has been demoed. They'll be starting on the pad. I think we'll show you here in a minute. Yeah, right there you can see the circular pad there kind of on this side of the excavator. We're having to get a jackhammer excavator for that. That's like 2 foot thick concrete with rebar, so that's going to be a little more challenging than the building. But road department is doing all of that, and if you'd go to the next photo, please. You can't really see it from there, but we have installed a new stairway going up there to that existing tank. The one that was there did not meet OSHA standards, and so we're doing that, and they're replacing part of the catwalk, and maintenance crews doing the work on that with the road department. So making some progress there. We're waiting on the engineer to get done so we can submit this to the state for permit, then it'll go out for bid. So we're running on schedule with everything we're supposed to be doing. There were some air pumps that had to be moved out of the building that you've seen demoed. They're now moved over to the building there in the background. They're already hooked up, so we had to get all that done before we could demo that building. But our maintenance crew was heavily involved in that, along with Lendl and Jonathan and Ritter with sanitation. So everything's going good there. It's hopefully we'll get started on that in the next couple months, I'm hoping, if not sooner. Is that all we have? Okay. Under old business, I need a motion to approve the April 7th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Last month, Kenny Pratt was in requesting a pay increase for the coroner. That can only be done during an election year, and that has to be done, if done, by the end of this month. So that's a once every 4-year thing that the request could be made, or any kind of pay increase for any elected official. So is there discussion on that?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we raise his salary $10,000.
Okay. Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Okay, motion second. Discussion?
So officially, that would be 34.5.
34.5, yeah.
And it wouldn't take effect until the new term
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
So
January 1st.
it's not necessarily
For that 4-year
Corner Pratt's
term for the
raise, it's
next-
whoever the next corner is.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that's a kind of a happy medium. I agree it's a little low for what it was. That may not be as high as some of the others, but I think it's a good step anyway.
So does
Something
that
we can
motion
absorb.
include it would take effect January 1 of '27?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
New
any more
term.
discussion on that?
Monty, I do just want to say, you said exactly. So his current salary is $24,585.86. So just if you want it to be exact on the record, that's the exact.
34.5.
34,586.
585.86.
Yeah, just add $10,000 to the existing.
Okay.
Okay. Any more discussion on that?
I think that's fair. We haven't done anything with that in 20-plus years, and you look at the other surrounding counties, it's below some, might be just a hair above a couple, but based on the amount of work that we're doing here in Marshall County, that seems very fair. And again, well under that HB, whatever it was,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
$60,000. So.
Okay. If no more discussion, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Just need a motion to table the I don't know that it wasn't really an action item, but Happy Hollow Federal Lands Access Program grant. Need a motion to table that, please.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Unless Nicole wants to speak on that.
I think she does.
I think she does. It doesn't look like she did.
I mean, I know we all have questions.
She had 5 minutes prepared.
Roy's not with us today. Obviously, his mother-in-law passed away, so everyone please keep he and Shauna in your prayers. Let's see here. Hazardous communications plan. Need a motion for the fiscal court on the hazardous, to accept the hazardous communication plan. That has not changed from last year.
It's an annual review. It has not changed. It really doesn't need to change.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
It
Any
was
oppo-
reviewed.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We also have to have a motion for the sheriffs also, and Sheriff, that hasn't changed either, correct? Okay. Need a motion to accept.
So
the
moved.
sheriff's. Second?
Second.
Motion, second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bloodborne,
I'm gonna make this, I'm sorry. You
Go
just
ahead.
did that one, didn't you?
go ahead.
You're doing the contract with the CBG?
No, we're gonna do the
We
blood.
gotta do
Oh, I
Bloodborne
thought you
now.
just did that.
No, each motion gotta be two motions.
We're only halfway done with the motions.
Fiscal
The
court.
bloodborne
and sheriff.
pathogen plan is a separate.
Need a motion for the
Requirements.
fiscal court's bloodborne pathogen
moved.
programs. Or second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion for the sheriff's.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Sheriff,
oh
I believe yours hasn't changed either, correct? Mr. Collins is trying to.
Forget it.
He's trying to
Just
get out of
forget
here
it.
today. He's
So
in a hurry.
moved.
Easy trigger, easy.
Easy.
Second.
He's excited about this next
Easy.
one.
The jail
All in
has their
favor,
own.
aye. Yeah,
I've got a
whatever.
motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Contract with Marshall County Fiscal Court and Commonwealth
Now it's your turn.
on the CDBG.
Copy and
housing
paste
grant.
mine from the last 15 times we've approved this. I make a motion.
Second.
Wow.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to surplus a storage shed that was at, it's at Aurora Park. We've actually got another one we've moved down to sanitation for them to use as a temporary, to get in out of the weather, do their testing and stuff till we get that project all wrapped up. So need a motion to surplus storage
So
shed.
moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New hires, Mr. Pagel?
We have 3. So I'll do them One at a time, of course. For the road department, Ronnie A. Hart as a seasonal worker at the rate of $15 an hour.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
For the Parks Department, a full-time maintenance, Griffin Cavett at $18 an hour.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Also, part-time Parks, Braden Noland, maintenance, part-time at the rate of $18 an hour.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Need effective dates on all those?
I apologize for that. Nolan's 5/17/26. Ronnie Ahart's 5/18/26. And Griffin Cavett could be effective immediately. Tomorrow. I don't know. Yes, we should have everything.
Okay, need a motion for the CFSB renewal of banking services.
Move that we renew the CFSB banking services through CFSB.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2026-03 budget amendment, first reading. Erica?
All right, ordinance 2026-03, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the County of Marshall has received additional funds, now be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County that Section 1, the annual budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 is amended to A, increase the following revenue accounts: transient tax revenue, $87,000; payroll reimbursements, $29,686; court settlements, $3,600; process fees, $25,000, for a total increase in revenue accounts of $145,286. Increase the following expenditure accounts: transient tax to Visitors Bureau, $87,000; county attorney assistant salary, $23,600; county attorney FICA, $1,731; county attorney retirement, $4,355; judgment distributions, $3,600; judicial maintenance, building and grounds, $25,000, for a total increase in expenditure accounts of $145,286. The amounts added to the revenue and expenditure accounts in Section 1 are for governmental purposes, approved by the Marshall County Fiscal Court the 21st day of April 2026.
Is the transient tax stuff, is that a suggestion of the auditor, or have we, I don't remember us ever amending in.
So it was the suggestion of the auditor that we have to include transient tax in our financials. When we budgeted this year, we budgeted $300,000 receipts, $300,000 out to the Visitors Bureau. Right now, I think they're at $332, if I recall correctly, and they've still got 2 months to go. When they amended their own budget this year, they amended it up to 387. So this will put us right on par with what they have amended up for the fiscal year we are in, and that is Elena's projection that we'll reach around 387. I think that she's talking about budgets right now, and that they're thinking 400,000 for next fiscal year, but I'm sure she'll come present that after they finish their budget.
Interesting. I've missed that.
Okay, we need to reschedule the May the 5th fiscal court meeting. Does anybody have, I'm available the 7th and/or the 8th. I don't know if that'll work for anybody else, keeping that the same.
For me.
The 8th is not good for me.
Okay, 8th is not good for, 7th?
7th will work.
That work? Eddie? Okay. Monty, you good with that? Okay. Need a motion to change that
So moved.
to the
Second.
7th at 9 a.m.? Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We need to schedule public hearing for Holmes Lane. Need a motion to schedule that. I guess that'll be our next meeting. For May 7th at, let's say, 9:30.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to appoint 2 road reviewers in addition to Roy Watkins, those being Andy Lepisto and Andy Pagel.
So move.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report?
Just before we move on, Judge.
Yes, sir.
The road reviewers will not go out there to inspect until after it's been posted. It's a weird quirk in the statute, but that's just the way that it reads.
Okay.
Okay, for the treasurer's report, this is the quarter end March 31st treasurer's report. This is the third quarter report. It goes to the state. It looks slightly different. It has an extra form on it, and that is our encumbrance report. That's due on your third quarter report. I've also included with my report an ARPA update. So we have finished out all of our ARPA projects, and you'll see when we talk about transfers here in a minute, that we've got some transfers to make since all of the ARPA projects are finished up to reimburse ourselves for some of the projects that were paid out of other funds, and also to move the interest out of that account. So we'll get more interest deposits in the next month or two as the balance goes down, and then my hope is to close that bank account by the end of the fiscal year.
Okay, I need a motion to approve subject to audit.
Motion approved, subject to audit.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Transfers.
I'll start with the appropriation transfers. You will see it is a full page. And just to kind of give you a summary of what's on there, there are some transfers to cover Park OT. There's a correction. There's some departmental transfers. There's some transfers for training, reallocation of the county project portions, reimbursement to the general fund for ARPA projects, and park equipment and road equipment.
Need a motion for the appropriation transfer.
Move we approve the appropriation transfer.
Is there a second?
Second.
Murray? Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Bank transfer?
For the bank transfers, there are also several on there. The first is from 911 to occupational tax fund. That's a correction of a transfer of subsidy. Then there are 6 transfers from the ARPA fund to the general fund. Laid those out each separately so that you would see the individual reasons why. But they're to reimburse us for what I just said, projects that we paid for out of other funds, and also to move in some of the interest from the ARPA account. And then the final transfer is from the alcohol beverage control fund to the sheriff's fund, which is in the general fund, and that is a budgeted transfer.
A motion for the bank transfer.
Move we approve the bank transfers.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion on any of the bills? If not, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no executive session, so I just need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.